What's going on, Monster Jam fans, and welcome to Let's Drive With. This is a series where we take your favorite Monster Jam monster truck out for a drive and we go over their entire career from the very beginning until today. Today we're going to be driving around with my favorite undead monster truck, Zombie. In 2012, Monster Jam hosted an online vote to allow fans to decide the name of a new monster truck for the 2013 season. Surprisingly, it wasn't Monster Truck McMonsterface. That's an internet joke. In the end, Zombie would be the winning name and was officially announced in December of 2012 with Sean Duhon as the driver. Zombie would later make its official debut on January 4, 2013 at Nashville, Tennessee. Duhon and the truck would later be invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 14. A second Zombie truck was added to the team for the 2015 season with previous Spider-Man driver Bari Musauer driving. Musauer competed in the inaugural Fox Sports 1 Championship Series and finished 5th in the series standing. Both Musauer and Zombie were later invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 16. During said event, a special Zombie Encore was featured, which also included various Zombie trucks with various paint schemes, most of which would be used for the following year. Chad Tingler would also have a go in the truck for a show in Perth. Two additional trucks were added to the team for the 2016 season. The first being the yellow female Zombie, which was driven by Tyler Groff on the Double Trouble chassis, competing in Monster Jam Amsoil Series West. The second, being an alternate yellow Zombie, would be campaigned on the Medusa chassis under various drivers. Meanwhile, Musauer would briefly campaign the skeleton Zombie design in the first few events of the Amsoil Series East. 2016 also marked Duhon's final year of driving Zombie, as he would depart Feld Motorsports by the end of the year. Dustin Brown would pilot Zombie for the second Glendale show that year. Beginning in 2017, all of the Zombie trucks on the team returned to running the standard paint scheme. Meanwhile, a third Zombie was added to the team, being driven by Ami Hood in the Monster Jam Triple Threat Series Central. Musauer and Groff competed in the Triple Threat Series East and West. Later, in October, a fourth Zombie was temporarily added to the team, being campaigned by Devin Jones on the Barbarian chassis for select stadium events throughout the month of October. Probably kind of a little bit of a Halloween thing. A fifth Zombie was also added to the team that December, being driven by Steven Thompson on the Hurricane Force chassis for Monster Jam's inaugural event in São Paulo, Brazil. In 2018, Musauer and Hood competed in the Triple Threat Series Central and East. Groff would also finish his final year of running Zombie on the Triple Threat Series West. Meanwhile, two additional trucks were temporarily added to the team. The first was driven by Colt Stevens in Stadium Championship Series 2 as a placeholder for the truck Brodozer, which was still under construction at the start of the first quarter. The second truck was driven by Travis Mowry on the Storm Damage chassis in Stadium Championship Series 3. Elsewhere, Alex Danielson would drive the truck as part of that year's European tour. Various other drivers would drive Zombie throughout Monster Jam shows in Latin America, with Lindsey Reed driving in Chile, BJ Johnson in Argentina, and Scott Bateau in Costa Rica. Stevens would also drive the truck in Brazil. The Zombie team was reduced back to 4 trucks for the 2019 series. One of those trucks, Zombie Fire, would be driven on the Storm Damage chassis, with Paul Strong driving in Stadium Championship Series 2. Meanwhile, Musauer and Hood competed in the Triple Threat Series Central and West, respectively. Rookie driver Joe Urey would also join the team, driving Zombie in the Triple Threat Series East. Partway through the first quarter, Macy Nichter took over the driving duties from Hood for the remainder of the first quarter after she was released from Feld Entertainment. Meanwhile, Danielson would drive the truck as part of that year's international tour, and Musauer would drive Zombie Fire beginning in Monster Jam World Finals 20. During that event, he would make it to the championship race, but was disqualified after red lighting the race. Following the World Finals, Musauer would drive Zombie Fire in select Triple Threat Series events and even in the inaugural All-Star Challenge in Las Vegas that October. The Zombie team would again feature 4 trucks for the 2020 season. Musauer and Urey would compete in the Triple Threat Series East and West respectively. Meanwhile, Richie Yatsko joined the team, campaigning the name on the Storm Damage chassis as part of the Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Meanwhile, Brittany Marcotte joined the team, driving the truck on the Triple Threat Series Central. Danielson was initially slated to drive in that year's international tour, but plans were canceled after the entire Monster Jam season prematurely ended in March due to the pandemic. Marcotte, Urey, and Danielson would be furloughed by Feld due to budget cuts as a result of said pandemic. Meanwhile, Musauer and the truck would be featured in Monster Jam Breaking World Records, where they set a new world record for the most donuts in 1 minute, as well as the most consecutive donuts in a single attempt. He would also drive Zombie at Monster Jam's return event in Arlington. In 2021, Musauer and Zombie competed in the Monster Jam Stadium Championship Series. During the series, they would win the freestyle competition in the 6th Houston event and finish 6th in the series standings. Meanwhile, Marcotte would return to driving for Monster Jam beginning that July in Los Angeles and would later win her very first overall event championship in Tacoma. In 2022, Musauer competes in Stadium Championship Series Yellow. He was originally scheduled for Arena Series Central, but due to Colton Eichelberger dropping out of his spot in Stadium Series Yellow before its start, Bari would take over said spot. This would go on to be one of Bari's most successful seasons to date, winning a total of 5 freestyle wins against a very tough lineup. His most famous moment would come at the second San Diego show, where he would jump over Tyler Meninga's Gravedigger truck in freestyle. He would finish 6th in the point standings and would receive an invite to World Finals 21. Bari would get a first round bye in racing after a very good qualifying pass, but lost in round 2. He would later finish 3rd in the high jump competition and finish 8th overall in freestyle. After a brief hiatus, Marcotte returned to driving Zombie later in the summer at Sunrise, Florida. In 2023, Bari competes on Stadium Championship Series Blue. Chad Tingler would return to the team, this time using Hook's chassis, and he would be competing on Arena Championship Series East. Rookie Chelsea Van Cleve would also temporarily drive the truck for the 2023 South African Tour. Chad would finish in 6th place on his tour, and Bari, after being consistent throughout the year, would finish in 3rd. Bari would then be invited to compete at Monster Jam World Finals 22. Corey Rummel drove the truck on Rage for the Monster Jam Superstar Challenge in November in Anaheim. In 2024, Bari drives the truck on Stadium Championship Series West and finished in 4th place. The truck also once again ran on the Hooked chassis. this time by Frank Krimmel on Arena Championship Series Central. Frank finished 8th place. He returned to driving the truck he last drove before his retirement at the end of 2016. Todd LeDuc would also have a turn in Bari's truck in Seattle after the latter left to compete on the international tour in Birmingham. And last but not least, 2024 Bari won Entertainer of the Year. Guys, I hope you had fun hanging out while we went over Zombie's entire career and maybe learned a thing or two. I know I did. I love this series because, like I said, I love learning more about my favorite monster trucks that I watch every single week. I need to know in the comments section what monster truck you guys want to learn about next week. So until then, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share the video because it helps the channel a ton. So until then, be good to one another, always treat others the way you would want to be treated, and